But the Great Caper of Professor Whiskers. Once upon a time, in the sleepy town of Muffleford, there lived a cat named Professor Whiskers. He wasn't your ordinary cat. No, Professor Whiskers was a self-proclaimed genius, sporting a tiny monocle and a bow tie made of sardine tins. He spent his days plotting world domination, or at least dominating the local fish market. One day, Professor Whiskers hatched his most daring plan yet, Operation Tuna Tsunami. The goal? To steal every can of tuna from the town's grocery store. His reasoning was simple. Why bother with world domination when you can have unlimited tuna? Assembling his elite team of feline agents, Whiskers dubbed them the Mafia. He gave them their assignments. There was Mittens, acrobat, Mr. Fluffybottom, the specialist, and Sir Barks-a-Lot, the dog who didn't quite understand he wasn't a cat but was too enthusiastic to leave out. The plan was flawless. Mittens would scale the stores and disable the security cameras by knocking them over. Mr. Fluffybottom would charm the cashier with his irresistible floofiness, while Sir Barks-a-Lot would accidentally trip the manager in the parking lot. As for Professor Whiskers, he'd waltz in, load up a shopping cart with tuna, and make his grand escape. Everything was going according to plan, until Sir Barks-a-Lot got distracted by a squirrel. Instead of tripping the manager, he ended up chasing the squirrel the store, knocking over a stack of canned peas in the process. The commotion alerted the cashier, who called the manager. Mr. Fluffybottom, in a panic, tried to distract them by doing a TikTok dance, but it only made things weirder. Meanwhile, Mittens was tangled in the security cables, hissing at a stray feather that had floated by. Professor Whiskers, ever the quick, to improvise. He climbed onto their counter, stood on his hind legs, and declared, "Attention, humans! All your tuna are belong to me!" Unfortunately, no one spoke cat. In the end, Professor Whiskers and the Meow-Fia were caught red-pawed. The store manager, after a good laugh, decided to let them off with a lifetime ban from the store. Professor Whiskers, ever theist, took it in stride. "Maybe world domination isn't for me," he mused, adjusting his monocle. "Perhaps I'll just focus starting my own tuna delivery service." And so, the Meow-Fia disbanded, but the legend of the great tuna caper lived on in Muffleford. To this day, if you walk past the grocery store at night, you might just the faint jingle of sardine tin bow ties and the echoes of a cat